So what's up, guys? Today what we are going to make is some epic stuff, and that is some simple tic-tac-toe. So it is very easy to make, so stay along with me. Yeah, first you're gonna name your cat Signs, or you could create a new sprite and name it Signs. And if you were using the cat, just delete the cat. And then you are going to draw these. So I got X, O, Y, and gray. So X, you got a X. O, you got a O. White, you got a white. Gray, you got a gray. But here's the thing. They all have to be somewhere near the same size. If you see, they look approximately the same. Obviously, these two has to be exact same, which sort of makes sense because they're the tiles. You know, yeah. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do when green flag is clicked, we are going to make a block, name it setup. This block is gonna set up our all our main values. So let's set up. What we're gonna do is first we're gonna show. We are going to go to the -100 and -100. Obviously, all of us are going to have different values. To have the same value as me, you can have the sprites as same sized. So my X is 61 by 61, my O is 77 by 77, white tile, and my gray tile is 85 by 85. So that's how it's set up. Now we go to the looks and switch our costume to white. And then we are going to set our slot number. So what this variable will do is, just a slot number. There are 9 slots in the game, and we're gonna select the slot, and this has to be for this sprite only. So let's just quickly go ahead and add that underscore line. And then we're going to set that slot number to 9, and then our next variable is going to be game game on. So is the game on? That can be for all sprites. That is fine. I'm going to set that game on to true. And then we're going to set our counts, which we don't have yet. So let's make that. That can be for all sprites, but if you want, you can make it for this sprite only. I don't think it really matters. But let's go with for all sprites because we are not going to have too many sprites. And then we need a list to contain our slot data. So let's create a limit slot. And then we can delete all of the slot because there is going to be no signs in the start. And then obviously you're going to just add the first 9 real quick because yeah, you want those 9 slots at the start, and then we're gonna repeat it count amount of times, and then we're gonna do count subtracted by 1 for our repeat variable, and then we are going to change our count by 1 each time. So, you know what? Let's just not do that. It's gonna be 9 always because there's only 9 slots. Yeah, and I think that should be fine. It doesn't really matter. And then let's duplicate this list. I mean, repeat loop. Let's make it both repeat it 3 times. We're going to change our slot number by 1 each time before we create our clone of myself. And then let's go to the motion slot and then get a change X by. We could change X by 100 each time if you're using the same costume as me. And then we are going to set our X to -100 every time. And then each time we're going to change our Y by 100 too. Now, if we hide, we see nothing. And that is because all the costumes are white. If we change it to gray and reclone, we see the 3x3 tiles. That's pretty good, but for us to be able to easier to notice the tiles, we need a grid. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get that grid, and yeah. I already skipped, but you know what I say? Yeah, we don't even have to skip to get the grid, because we already have it, because I already skipped. Yeah. And the grid doesn't need any code, and the grid can be at the backdrop. That is gonna be fine. Now, you see the grid, and then, yeah, let's get back into coding here. Now what we're gonna do is we have to get a wait 0 seconds. We need a bit delay because of the things we like actually have to do. And then so let's go forever. We're gonna do manage, and this could be run without screen refresh. So like that. And then we're gonna do that later. That has the longest code, but the easiest code also. So yeah. Now what we're gonna do is when I start as a clone. Remember, we have cloned the things here, which is the tiles, and that is how the game actually generally works. Even though manage has to manage and see if anyone has one or not. But guess what? We have to make this first. So let's get a forever loop, and let's get a if else statement, because you need a if else statement, and get an and block, and get a equal block, and then go to sensing, get a touching mouse pointer block, and then we go to variables, get a game on, and then if game on is true, and mouse you are touching the mouse pointer, and then if uh, equals if your looks, and then costume number, but switch to costume name because it's less confusing. And then let's type in white. If my costume name is white, then switch it to gray. And then if duplicate that, if my costume name is gray, then switch it to white, because it might not be touching the thing, and then the game on might be true, but it just can't do that. Do you know why? Because it might be X or O, which like we don't want to switch it again. So if it is gray, then we're gonna switch it to white. Basically, what this does is it's a mouse indicator for a better selection stage, which is pretty cool. And then now what we're gonna do is we are going to do the OX turn-based thing. So if and mouse down, and equal sign, and a gray costume name. So yep, there you go. Costume name, if costume name equals a gray. That's good. And we're gonna use a variable, but we're not gonna, you know what? Let's do turn counter. But I'm going to use a bit different method. And what is that method, if you ask me? We're going to try to use the modulus block here today. And I can explain how it works a little bit on, because it is a useful block, I think. There is some uses. And then, but you do get a little bit confused, right? It is a little hard to understand. I mean, it's not, but, you get what I mean. Get a if else, go to operators, get a equal sign, and modulus, and let's get the turn counter mod 2, and if that is equal to 1, we're going to switch our costume to O, and then switch our costume to X if not. And then now what we're going to do is we are going to replace our item of slot number and slot number again with O and X. So pretty cool, pretty nice. Now let's see how this works. So turn counter, it's going to be a certain value at the start, right? Okay, let's say the turn counter was 0. Then it would be 0, right? And what this actually does is it divides this value by this value. Then you say, what's different with this? Well, this does not give you any remainders. It just divides until you get like an equal value. But this doesn't go over any integers. So it gives you a whole number and a remainder. It doesn't go to the decimals, it just stops. For example, let's get like a 4 mod 2. Then it would be 2, like 0, because there's 0 remainder. 4 divided by 2 is 2. There is no decimal points or anything. And if I were to do 4 divided by 3, it would give me 1, because 4 divided by 3, only 1 3 fits, and then there's a 1 remainder. And then it could do like 10 to the mod of 3. It'll also give me 1, because 3 of the 3 fits, but there is a 1 remainder. Also 11, there's going to be 2. If I'm doing 12, I'm going to get 0, because 12 and 3, they're very divisible. Now you sort of get what I mean. If I divide it by 2, you are going to get a 0 or either 1, just repeating. So that's going to be a good method to actually do it. But now, right, see, you got some bingos right here. Well, let's say it's bingo. I think I'm more familiar with that one. We got an X bingo diagonally right here. But guess what? Oh, the game is not finishing because we haven't coded anything in the management block. And this one has an extreme long code. So, here's the thing. I'm not going to cut it. Do you know why? Because I want to go along with you. Yeah. Okay, so prepare and block and equal block and equal block and get item and then item and item. Get another if else, put it in the if, and then get a single equal sign. And then get rid of one of that. And then if equal x, we could get broadcast and a broadcast. Broadcast x wins, and then y wins. But we have made our x, not y, oh. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm used to the x position and the y position, so I was confused there. Now what you're going to do is type in 2 and 2 here, and 3 here. So what it'll be is, this is slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if 1 is equal to 2, if these are same, and 2 is equal to 3, so if these are same, basically that means these 3 are the same, right? That means they got this line bingo. So if it's if 1 is x, then x, that means x got the win. So x. And then if it's not x, it's probably O. So if it's gonna broadcast O wins. It's pretty simple there. Now you gotta do that repeatedly until you get everything. And then yeah, I'm gonna be with you in that progress and helping you what values should go in. It should be 4, 5, 5, 6 for that one. Let's type that 4. So basically this one is going to be the first value, and then this, like, yeah, it's the first value. And then we could duplicate both of them. And then this one should be 7 and 8 and 8 and 9. This could be 7. And then the next one is we're getting into diagonals, or actually the verticals, 1, 4, and 4 and 7. This could be 1. We could duplicate 2 of these, and then we could put 2, 5, 5, and 8. And then this could equal to 2. We can now put in 3, 3, 6, 6, and then 9. We got one more to go. So, or actually, it's 2 more. Yeah. So let's duplicate 2 of these, but get a if statement, drag these in here, and drag this in here, get rid of that if else, and then get an if in there. You could put in 1, 5, 5, 9. That is the diagonal. 1, 5, 9. And then we could put in 3, 5, 5, and 7. This has to be 1, though. And then that could stay 3. And then that is all, my guys. Yes, it is all. So, uh, there you go. Yeah, but guess what? It's not ending. Do you know why? Because we haven't made the victory screen. So let's code in the victory, and then yeah, let me just quickly get those juicy costumes I have drawn. So yeah, here you go. X of victory, and O victory. Pretty cool. I think that's cool. Yeah. And I'm just gonna quickly remove that and then group that. I mean, you know what? Let's ungroup that. And I'm gonna select these two, center that, and then I'm just gonna make that X victory. I'm gonna center that back here. And get the O, move that. I mean, these can be grouped, so let's do that and then put that back in the center. I want those to be in the center, so let's center it in 0 and 0. So it's even more centered, and then there's only a few lines of codes for this. That is, when green flag is clicked, we should go hide. And then when I receive O wins and when I receive X wins, we could switch our costume to the according costume. So X. And then we could set our game on to false. We could drag that here and drag that here. And then we could both show after that. So, pretty cool. Now it should start working like so. X line. And then it's not working because it's not showing, which means it's not technically broadcasting. Yes, there is something missing, I think. And then what should that be? Let's see. You know what? Where is it? When green flag is click setup X. Right. Wait. Let's see if it works for the O. Oh, got it wrong again. No, it does not work for the O2. I'm going to set that up. Pretty sure something might be wrong with this. Let's see. Okay. Slot. Okay. Whoa. Okay, X. No, it did not replace. So something's wrong with this. Replace item number of slot with O. But guess what? It's not replacing. I think we created a wrong amount. 9 counts. Okay, so there really shouldn't be anything wrong except for the slot number. I don't think it's matching. It's not matching. So I think something's wrong with our slot number. And I think I found it. This has to be 0. Yes, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I really don't. So now it should start working. There you go. X victorious. Yeah, I don't know why that happens to me so much. When I think I did it right, I didn't, you know? Yeah. So, well, that's how you make some tic-tac-toes. That was actually longer than I thought for some reason. Well, you know what? Yeah, anyways, that's it. So, if you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe and the like button. If you didn't, hit that subscribe and the like button. Yes, that's it. And subscribe.